Well, hey there, folks. SeKo Starcraft, bringing you just a ladder game with EGincontrol, red Protoss, against Destiny, blue Protoss in the top right. I've casted some other Destiny games, and I said I'm not super sure that it is the Destiny of old a lot of people like, because he is playing random most of the time and seems to do really good as Protoss. So I've got to think it's not the Destiny that I'm familiar with. But regardless, it is EGincontrol, somebody who I've not seen play in quite a while, really taking his casting quite seriously over the last little bit. Which he's a great caster, super funny guy, still very talented at the game. But I just don't think he's been putting enough time into the game to really be competing at the top level. I haven't seen him compete at an MLG or an international tournament in some time. So it wouldn't surprise me too much if Evil Geniuses is having him more as a spokesperson and a good personality for the game, which I think is completely fine. The guy's a great advocate for the game, super fun. Tells it how it is, even when what he says is really controversial. I don't have a problem with that at all. There's too many safe people out there. Even myself, I generally consider myself a fairly safe person when it comes to commentary and casting. As I get more comfortable, I'm sure things like that will change. It's not like I'm a big jerk or anything like that, where I've got to try to just hide that when I'm out casting things. Anyways, there's a game happening. Mirror builds for the most part. Destiny is taking a gas before iNcontroL, though iNcontroL is taking 2 gases. Looks like Destiny will have the gas advantage, but the mineral disadvantage. Now, Protoss vs. Protoss is a game matchup that it's probably one of my least favorites, just because I find it can be quite boring at times. But at least with Heart of the Swarm, we have a little bit more dynamic. We're seeing more Stargate play. We're seeing more expansions out of players. It just, Terran vs. Terran, when people say that's their most hated mirror matchup, like I can understand everybody's got opinions, even if they suck, it's their opinion. That when people say things like that, it's, well, Terran vs. Terran, I mean, you can change up so many things. That game can be super different. Looks like iNcontroL is just trying to be a little bit of a jerk here and poking at things. It's interesting. Nothing has been coming out to really stop these guys yet. I mean, you don't have much to do in the early game. You might as well poke fun at a few people. Oh, 1 probe down to quite a low health. See, that was actually really kind of a cool play. Oh, iNcontroL, don't lose your probe. Is he actually managed to delay some mining of gas for a little while. I think that probe might be able to get home. Stalkers are much faster. I don't know. Yeah, I gave up anyways. Not going to be exactly sure which direction it went. It looks as though iNcontroL is going to be getting out his mothership core earlier. Let's have Stalker out. He's going to check for any proxy pylons in his base. But anyways, back to Terran vs. Terran. Terran vs. Terran, you can do so many different things, so many different types of openings. Bio versus mech, drops, hellbats, tanks, Thors, air battles, all these kinds of things. It's like a 1 in 10 times that you'll see a really late game, Protoss versus Protoss, and even then it's usually like a mass ball of Colossus versus a mass ball of Colossus. Whoever seems to has more Void Rays mixed in seems to win. But with Heart of the Swarm, the upgrades to the Void Rays being used a lot more, Oracle play, proxy, starports, we're at least seeing some people change a few things up. Look out! Uh-oh. Good. Looks like it's got a little bit of damage there. A little bit too much damage out of das iNcontroL. Mothership core is quite slow compared to the Stalkers, so you don't really want to get caught out in the middle of nowhere with that. See if this probe's just about throwing down some pylons, or he's just looking for any proxies. We've got 3-gate blink coming out of both players, it appears. So this is going to be an extremely micro-intensive battle from the looks of it. Units-wise, it looks like they both essentially cut probes. Destiny got out 1 more probe than iNcontroL. I believe this is the standard amount you usually make for a 3-gate blink, or if you're going to be going for a 4-gate, you stop somewhere around that amount. Because it's mirror builds, like you'll see so often in a Protoss vs. Protoss matchup, it's really going to come down to who's got better blink micro and who's going to be the aggressor, because if, let's say, Destiny comes up this ramp too early, he will get stomped, and he doesn't have any reinforcing pylons. On the other hand, in control, if he assumes that his opponent is going to blink as well, what he wants to do is keep his stuff in his base to make sure that there isn't a blink going up into his main. Did it get through? Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. Does see the 4th gate going down. That probe does pick that off before he can see the Twilight Council, but he still knows there's going to be some form of pressure. The difference is there's 4 gates out of Destiny and only 3 out of InControl. 2 stalkers in the back though. That could be unfortunate. Forward pylon. There's no stalkers here. I don't know. He's going to have the planetary nexus to help out. Oh, it looks like he got it off just in time. But yeah, he's just going to blink away and wait. The mothership core loss is pretty important. Moving into the immortals. This could really tip the tide. The difficult thing with that is blink on top of immortals will focus them down really fast. No, keeps it alive. The immortal is out now. So yeah, I think that Destiny is going to have to fall back. Interesting. The funny thing is that they both have blink, and I think they both know they have blink, so force fields really aren't that critical. There's nothing here to detect this observer. I am interested to know if EGincontrol is going to be able to afford to warp in maybe a couple of forward zealots to reinforce. Another pylon down here. This is kind of weird. I mean, sure, you don't want your pylons to be sniped. Looks like he managed to pick off one. One zealot will sneak in here. Don't know if it's going to be able to get any damage, but it should just mess around with things a little bit. The other zealot's going to walk around and look for pylons. Oh no, InControl, fight. That did not get much done. Let's see if he warps in a couple zealots to try to save that or not. Destiny has a mothership core, so now he would be able to warp onto the high ground if he wanted to. Lots of immortals out though for InControl. These things are pretty important. This mothership core should be able to get close enough. Ooh. Was hoping to be able to pick off those immortals, but as you can see, that does not affect the high ground at the same time. Still more zealots. He is going to be able to get more damage in earlier. Good pullback there from InControl to save the weakened zealot. Oh, no, hit the weakened one. Destiny's taking a pretty big supply lead right now. This is really funny with all the pylons down here. This is Protoss versus Protoss. This is what it becomes. Terran versus Terran, I'd get my meta back, go and attack you or something like that. I'd figure something out. These zealots are pretty weak, so warping in a few more zealots would be able to deal with that pretty well. I am actually kind of surprised that nobody has gone for a Dark Shrine. If InControl went for a Dark Shrine, there's no detection at all. He's already got the Twilight down. He would be able to get... There it is. There. See, I get it. I get the matchup. Yes. Now, it's just a matter of time. He did keep his pylon alive with these zealots. He's obviously got this observer here to see what's going on. There's the Robo Bay. Now, obviously this is super important for Destiny to not just get killed by a bunch of Dark Templar. But that will allow him to either retake his natural quite easily, or go put the pressure on his opponent. Lots of zealots here. That's the only thing that's really happening. That's a lot of zealots. That is what you could quantify as a butt-ton, a metric butt-ton of the zealots. The zealots? See, once again, just a micro battle. And I know that there's some purists out there, but like, yeah, micro battles. The best of the best. That's not my opinion on the matter. Let's see, that Dark Shrine's about to finish. The Observer is started. The thing is, Dark Templar will cut through Zealots very well. If need be. Is he warping in one at home? Yes, he is. That's a great move. He's going to draw the Zealots away from the front. to let his army up. The observer is out, but it's already... Nope, it's staying at home. Let's see, where are they? What the... What? I guess he's not even going to try. He lost all those zealots. Destiny's got a huge supply lead right now. It looks like iNcontroL had enough and decided he's going to bust out. Killing all these pylons should do quite a bit of damage to... No, run home. There you go. You got to keep those alive. Unfortunately, because both players have blink, all you need to do is have your observer down here, and your stalkers will be able to kill so much stuff. I love the 4 stalker run by. You just get 4 stalkers is enough to one-shot a probe, I believe. Just come over with an observer, blink up, and you'll be able to take out a whole pile of probes and usually get away scot-free. These guys are going to just completely... This could be the weirdest base trade ever. Oh, he's going to have to cancel this. Is he coming home? I don't know if I agree with that. I think iNcontroL could have taken a base trade. He's in trouble now. Focusing down the nexus. I don't know if I like this. Should have base traded, I think, in my mind. He'll have to kill off his whole army now to make up for that. Does he have enough money? He doesn't. Doesn't have enough money. Pull your probes. Now you've got to go kill him. Not a purist. I just all he needs to do is make sentries now. All he's got to do is force field the ramp, and iNcontroL loses. That's pretty much it. That is Protoss versus Protoss for you. And the funny thing is if iNcontroL didn't pull his probes to try to defend his nexus, which was going to die anyways, he wouldn't mind the extra minerals he needed to be able to get a nexus down. So I have no idea what the plan is now for Mr. iNcontroL. Yeah. I could probably just GG right now. No, Archon, back up. Back up, iNcontroL. Back up. You can make... He can make an Archon. And now knock down the force field. Son of a bitch. Uh-huh. This is an interesting spot here. The probes are up. The probes are just gonna get just massacred. I don't know. Supplies? I mean, iNcontroL is behind, obviously. It does have a lot of immortals, however. Oh, man. I am actually really surprised that... I hate sounding really disappointed like that, but that just wasn't smart play. I mean, if you're going to go and you're going to push out with your entire army against a blink army, be prepared for the base trade. He could have just came up here. I believe he might have even had a War Prism himself. Come up here. Maybe run away your probes. Come up here, kill the guy. Morph an Archon out of your Dark Templars, knock down force fields. Destroy everything you can. And base trade. Simple. You got more immortals. You will be able to do better damage and have a more longer lasting army. Just a little disappointing, that's all. I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed. Anyways, we'll catch some more games from the pros here in the next little while. Thanks everybody for tuning in.